Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylee Ogden. I'm a writer and I am the Vampire Girl. Now I know what you're thinking. You saw the title, you lit your torches, you grabbed your pitchforks. Please, before you burn down my house, let me explain. Right now, Hollywood does not have a good track record with adaptations. I mean, I can think of a few examples off the top of my head that were just not good. But not all adaptations are the reeking, flaming dumpster fires that we automatically assume that they're going to be. I mean, let's not forget that Avengers is an adaptation, and I'd say it's a pretty damn profitable one. Now, the vampire genre is not exempt from adaptations. Some of the most famous ones are, well, 6 of the movies that I have behind me right now. And yes, I own all 6 of these movies, and yes, they are all Dracula movies, but we'll get to that a little later. Other adaptations in the vampire genre include the 2014 version of Fright Night, 2011, that is a lie. I am so sorry, editing me. Please don't hurt me.
You were doing great.
Some other adaptations in the vampire genre include the 2011 version of Fright Night or the 2011 version of Let Me In. Did Let Me In come out in 11? I think it did. Editing me? They know. Both of these movies are actually some of my favorite vampire movies ever made. So, when I say the art of adaptation, let me explain to you what I'm looking for. Before I was able to judge an adaptation, I had to decide what were the most important aspects of story to me. The first one should not come as a shock. Character. I love character. I live for characters. Characters are the reasons that we follow the same TV show for 15 seasons or the same series for 7 books. When we find characters that we relate to, we kind of grasp onto them and become very protective of them. I mean, if you watched my Dracula analysis, I referred to most of the characters as baby because I love them so much. So when our babies are at the sitters, we tend to worry. And a lot of the time, that worry is justified because those characters are not treated the way that we would have hoped. Now, that's not always to say that they're treated badly. I mean, sometimes an adaptation wants to focus on a different aspect of the character's personality. Maybe they see subtext in the character's actions or their words. The next most important category for me is the plot. Now, I'm not talking about the little small minor details of the plot. When I talk plot, I'm talking about the major moment. As much as we want every small moment, every emotional line of dialogue to be in the adaptation, this isn't always possible. I mean, films are ruled by their runtime. Television shows have to include smaller climaxes for each episode as well as an overarching climax for the season. Stage is limited by its physical location and the capabilities of the studios. It's kind of a hard time for everyone. When I'm judging plot in these adaptations, I'll mostly be looking for the major moments and the tone of the plot. Now, what do I mean by tone? When I'm looking at tone, I'm looking to make sure that the spirit of the source material is reflected in the adaptation. So, this event is a tragedy, this event is more lighthearted, this event is very emotionally impactful for the characters. This is what I mean by tone. The third category is the finale. I mean, the ending of a film can make or break the experience for audiences. I've seen mediocre movies redeem themselves by the end, and I've seen great movies stumble at the finish line. Face first. The point is, the ending is important. That said, if you've seen my Dracula review, you'll know that the ending isn't the most climactic thing on the planet. This is why it is often changed in the adaptations. Now, I'm not going to hold this against the movie. I understand. An ending in an adaptation can change location, it can change who is involved, it can change the events leading up to it, it can even change how the movie ends. However, when an author writes an ending, even if it's one that isn't incredibly satisfying, they wrote it for a reason. So when I'm looking at these adaptations, I want to see the author's vision represented, at least in part. Now, I understand that things need to be cinematic. Studios need to make money. I get it. Capitalism is a bitch. I understand. However, as a writer myself, I'd like to see that my idea for an ending is being honored. I'll also be looking for the tone of the finale. Is it a happy ending? Is it a sad ending? Is it kind of mixed? Is it an ambiguous ending? As long as the tone is consistent and consistent with the book, I'll be happy. The films that I judge will also get bonus points. Now, this can be earned by things like acting, directing, cinematography, or adding in small details from the books or certain lines of dialogue. In order to judge these adaptations, I've created a point system that I will be scoring each adaptation for. Now, each of the categories that I've previously discussed will be worth a certain number of points. Character will be worth 5 points, and that is 5 points per character in the film. Character will earn a point for being included. I know this is a weird one, but trust me, it'll become so important. Their name being correct. Again, weird, trust me. We'll get there when we get there. The role being the same, so the protagonist stays the protagonist, the villain stays the villain, the love interest, the comic relief, etc., etc. The fourth category is personality. Are they a reflection of their literary counterpart? The fifth category is likability. They can be missing all of these 4 other categories, but if I like them, they'll get a point for it. The plot events are worth 2 points each. The movie will receive 2 points for every major plot point that it includes. The finale is worth 3 points. The finale gets points for keeping a consistent tone, keeping true to the events of the book, and being a satisfying ending. So, like with characters, these 2 can change, but as long as it's satisfying, it gets a thumbs up for me. Any bonus points will be worth 1 point. Again, these can be earned by great acting, great direction, including small moments, or including certain details from the book. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous for what's to come. I love Dracula, if you couldn't tell. But as both a writer and a director myself, I understand that adaptations are sometimes necessary. I mean, you want to adapt the story for a modern audience, you want to take a different stylistic approach, or you want to focus on different themes than other people have in the past. As an audience, we're going to go into these adaptations with high expectations. But if those adaptations are not met, I still urge you to give the movie a fair shot. Try and look at it objectively. I know, it's easier said than done, but that's why I am going to try it in the next few weeks. So, until the end of February, we are going to be looking at these Dracula adaptations behind me. I'm missing one. It has not arrived from Amazon yet. I'm hoping it'll be here next week. It's fine. It'll be fine. Amazon is trustworthy, right? They've never been late before. Ever. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I had a ton of fun, and I hope you did too. Please make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on more vampire-related reviews. Make sure you ring the notification bell so that YouTube will give you a little buzz anytime that I post. Make sure you like this video and comment. I love interacting with you guys in the comments. It is so much fun. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys!